on, bud. The people are waiting for you. Let's go. All right, well, good morning, everybody. Temperature is just a fabulous 60. Garden check. It's Brussels sprouts, but there was one cutworm. Right, buddy boy? Don't let me forget that. Good morning. 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 Anybody? Anybody? Big Mama, are you bossing? Are you bossing? All right. You can't be. You get in trouble over here, buddy boy. Hey, Maisie Moo. Morning. A lot of stuff's been going on. You know, the days are really long right now, so a guy can run pretty hard into the evening. I haven't made a video in a little while, so I've been neglecting my love for the Father. I will confess. The Father and His commandments, which are the same as Yeshua's commandments, which is how do you express your love for your wife? But how does a husband express his love for his wife? Well, does the stuff that she would like to have done. Like, oh, Tim, that's just, works, doing, oh, so I got to be your slave? Well, yeah. Yeah. It says that in Corinthians. It says, if you get married, your body's not your own. It says that in Corinthians. Can I look at it? I'll take a shot at it. I mean, I can always edit out the time it takes. Right? Your body's not your own. Let's see if I can find it. Corinthians. Okay, here we go. 1 Corinthians 7. It's counsel about marriage. Now, we'll just start in verse 1. Now, concerning the things about which you wrote to me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. But because of much immorality, let each man have his own wife, and let each woman have her own husband. Let the husband fulfill his obligation to his wife, and likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have the rights to her own body, but the husband. Uh-oh. That means the wife is in subjection to everything the husband wants. Well, read the next verse. Likewise, also the husband does not have the rights to his own body, but the wife. Do not deprive one another, except by mutual consent for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. But this I say as a concession, not as a command. Yet I wish all men were like me, single. However, each man has his own gift from God. One is this way, and another that. But to the unmarried I say, and the widows, that it is good for them to remain as I am, single. But if they don't have self-control, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with desire. The point is that the physical teaches the spiritual. And just as a husband can get lazy with how he shows his love for his wife, then her desires become burdens to him. Just how you're being today, would she go out with you? Guys, ask yourself that. I'm going to ask myself that more often. If I was to ask my wife out today, if she were to know, would she go out with me? Because usually, if a woman's getting a little cold, it's your fault. I don't care. It's your fault. Maybe 1 or 2 times out of 10, she's got something going on that's wrong. But if you're protecting her, and you're providing for her, and you're being the umbrella of the home, and you're being the quote-unquote priest of the family, you worship God and you carry your sword and your shield, and you walk around and protect the house and kill stuff that tries to come at it. I don't mean to go kill people, but you stamp out the problems and you protect the home. Are y'all protecting the home? The same thing. So the physical teaches the spiritual. How are you treating your father? So, how am I treating my wife? Well, I got lazy with her a bit this week. How am I treating the father? I got lazy with him. I haven't made any videos. And I like to make the videos. I like to read because then I know it's like it hits me better. And it showed. I was kind of waxing cold, getting lazy, getting stressed, you know. Because when you start dropping the ball and the most important stuff, it's starting to rain pretty good. Chickens are loving. When you start dropping the ball and the most important stuff, you know, the rest of it falls apart as well. So, in John we hit John 15. Jesus said, I am the true vine, my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he trims, so that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I will abide in you. The branch cannot itself produce fruit unless it abides in the vine. Likewise, you cannot produce fruit unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and is dried up. Such branches are picked up and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it shall be done for you. And this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. Prove to be my disciples. Just as the Father loved me, I also have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, so that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be fulfilled. This is the joy may be fulfilled, not ended. Fully incorporated. This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. So no one has greater love than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I am no longer calling you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing. Now I have called you friends, because everything I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you. I selected you, that you would go out and produce fruit, and your fruit would remain. And the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. These things I command you, so you may love one another. Now in context, I mean, we could spend a million years on John 15. But in context, he literally just said, abide in me, and I in you. This goes right along with kind of what I've been feeling the last week. I have not been abiding. I have not been abiding in the Father and the Son, and it affected how I was abiding with my wife. The physical teaches the spiritual, because we are spiritual beings called by the Father. And when we ignore the call, he has to dial harder. Okay? He has to dial harder. And when we get, and we go against him, and our heart starts wanting to go our way, he will strengthen our heart in the way that we want it to go, to get us to come to our senses. So like, I was getting lazy, he gave me lazy heart. I was angry and frustrated about stuff, he gave me angry heart. I was just bickering with my wife, he gave me bicker heart. Until I was so miserable, I just couldn't take it anymore. That was all I was worth. Urea. I mean, I was rail. So he was dialing. He's like, you know, he was 911 in my soul. You're not listening. You're not reading the Bible. You're not refreshing. You know, it's like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. You stink. And you need the washing of the Word of God. You know, same thing in your soul. You're out there doing stuff, your soul starts to stink. The way you think stinks. The way you act starts to stink. And you may be moral as the day is long. It doesn't matter. In here, you're stinking. They get washed out by the word, though. I'm standing in the rain. Maisie's getting a little washed down. I'm getting a little washed down. But back to Psalm. I have no idea what I'm in, but Psalm 119, Psalm 153. You know, if we've heard it once, we can always hear it again. See my affliction and rescue me, for I do not forget your Torah. Defend my cause and redeem me. Restore my life through your word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek after your decrees. That doesn't say they don't seek after a religious system. Yahweh's decrees are not a religious, systematic theology. It's not for eggheads writing books. It's for peasants reading the book. Get your hands on a simple Bible and read it. The salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek your decrees. Great are your mercies, Adonai. Restore my life with your judgments. Restore my life with your judgments. Many are my persecutors and my foes, yet I do not turn from your testimonies. I see the treacherous and loathe them, because they do not keep your word. I see how I love your precepts. Restore my life, Adonai, with your loving kindness. Truth is in the essence of your word. Truth is the essence of your word. And all your righteous rulings are eternal. So we have your Torah, your word, your decrees, your mercies, your judgments, your testimonies, your word, your precepts, your loving kindness, your word, your righteous rulings. Guys, I plead, the physical teaches the spiritual. If you are struggling with anything, illness, just dis-ease, laziness, sorrow, frustration, anxiety, hate, bitterness, get back to the truth of his decrees. And if you're married, sit down with your wife and just say, hey man, I don't even care if you've done nothing wrong. Sit down with your wife and look at her in the eye and go, I apologize. I'm sure you can name a couple things. God will give you those answers. It does not bring you down to apologize. It brings you up in her eyes when you apologize. It brings her up. It lifts her up, and then she lifts you up. Because she realizes that you realize that you can be just an ogre. And by the way, bringing home a paycheck, who cares? That's nothing to you. That's nothing to her. That's just part of a thing. It's just you guys are going about your stuff. Because she does her thing, you do your thing. Maybe you both bring home paychecks. Maybe you do. Maybe she does. It doesn't matter. The money is a dumpster fire. What are you doing to put some grease on the rails to like show her that you asked her out on that first date and you still want to have that first date with her? I'm sure all y'all are doing it perfect and I'm just the exception to the rule, but I need a reminder. Take your wife on her first date, Throw a sandwich in the van and go for a drive. Take a walk somewhere where you haven't walked in a little while. Do a chore that you know she wanted done. And you've been just hating on it. Alright. Well, I love you guys. You have a great day. If you're still here watching this, you're here for a reason. And I'm going to try to edit this down so it fits on Instagram. Alright. Well, I'm going to go have some fun doing some chores and maybe going on another first date with my bride. Adios. Oh, they're all over here hanging out. Okay, guys. Big Mama is teaching the chickens. Big Mama's teaching the chickens how to chill. Nice. They're like, yeah, that's fine. You can hang out in the rain.